Well, Amazon is interesting because they're kind of becoming an essential. It's sad and kind of scary and true that like this is the time Amazon takes over. Like you ever watch Wall-E? And there's like that company that like Buy-Mart that runs the world. Amazon's like moving in a position to take over the fucking planet when everything else, like if we lose 40% of our stores throughout the country, Amazon just replaces all of them with their, like kind of, again, I don't want to be, but it is kind of true. Like that's where we're headed, honestly. Like it's weird. I feel weird about all of it. I just talk about sports and leave it alone. But it's funny. I don't ever think about or talk about this stuff, but it's kind of like, I don't know.
Yep. All right. So let's talk about a fun topic.
Please.
Relevant.
Actually, first, before we do.
Okay.
It's interesting. Like I encourage people that we're alive at a really interesting time. Like we are. Like we're always going to talk about. Remember coronavirus? I will always be. When I hear of cherry vanilla Coke, I'm always going to think of coronavirus because it's just we ended up getting 4 cases. Like we went and got 2, and the lady was like, "You want 4? It comes with 2 free ones." So we have now 4 cases of fucking cherry vanilla Coke. So like I will always. They'll always kind of be kind of stuck in my head when they'll just be, what do you call the word, stuck together. My point is that I'm always going to think of the two.
They're linked.
Yeah, there you go. And I encourage people that are alive at this time in the world, pay attention. Like, take it all in because people are always going to ask you, where were you when coronavirus
This is
happened?
history. People will study this.
Yeah.
This is a pandemic. I mean, to deal with Karen, works in hospice, and I worked in hospice, and there's a lot of gallows humor, and so the way I've been dealing with my stress about this is some gallows humor and things that I could only tell her. It's like we were cheering the other day, for martinis, like here's to our first pandemic.
Also, why aren't you calling them quarantinis? Liz has been watching your Instagram story going, they got to call them quarantinis. That's funnier.
I just can't go there. We have martinis, and we're going to...
Liz goes, your dad had another quarantini. I'm like, damn it, Liz.
Nope, they're martinis. I'm just going to... I get dressed up now for dinner, because I'm not going out.
Yeah.
So I get dressed up really nice for dinner, and Karen thinks it's hilarious, and she puts on Frank, and we have martinis, and try to make some normalness, some normalcy.
Well, it's sad. Liz and I were talking about this even like 2 weeks ago, and she goes, my fear, maybe a month ago even, like literally when it was all beginning, I think right before sports got shut down is when you said this. You said, my fear is that we're always going to talk about before and after coronavirus. Like it's going to be a big monumental, kind of like 9/11.
Yeah.
The way people talk about, remember before? Where were you when it happened?
Yep.
What happened at, what was the impact? And it's a similar type of 9/11 style event where we're always going to remember it. We're always going to talk about where were you? What was your story of coronavirus? How did you live through it? Like, it is an interesting, you're right, history. Pay attention, yeah, because you're always going to be asked, like your kids are going to want to know about it. Like literally, like when I talk to my kids someday, I'm probably going to be like.
Or your grandkids.
Yeah, like, Blank and I were stuck and it, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's just, I'm always going to remember it. It's a weird time. So pay attention.